A ramp redesign project at Barnstable Municipal Airport will be able to move forward. The town will be able to purchase more than an acre in Centerville for open space, and Hyannis residents will soon vote on the proposed new fire station. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, February 28th, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. Town Council approves an appropriation and loan order of $5 million for design and reconstruction of the east ramp at the Barnstable Municipal Airport. Airport Manager Bud Brielt says the renovation will bring the airport into FAA regulations.
In addition to the information that's presented in your package, agenda package tonight, I want to add that this $5 million appropriation and loan order for the design and reconstruction of the east ramp at the Barnstable Municipal Airport has been in our FAA Airport Capital Improvement Project submission, the Mass DOT Aviation Safety and Maintenance Program submission, and the town CIP for many years, but always with a low priority due to its cost and a previous lack of grant support. Once again, this year we had included this project in our submittals to the town, FAA, and Mass DOT with little expectation of funding. It was our number 4 priority for this coming year. Fortunately, the Mass DOT Aeronautics Division decided to do a statewide ramp and pavement project with fiscal year 2014 funds and with additional funds if approved in the Mass DOT Transportation Bond Bill. We were offered the opportunity to obtain $5 million in grant funds if we could meet the reconstruction time requirements. And the east ramp, if I can point out, on the chart, is this area here on the airport. That is what we call the east ramp. It's about 14 acres in size. Never being a person to turn away grant funds, and after consultation with our engineers, we felt that with your support tonight, we could meet the state requirements and reconstruct the entire east ramp on schedule. Here's another aerial shot of the east ramp. For those of you who know, this is what we call the Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting Building, the ARF building. And this is the old Air Cape Cod facility, T-hangars. This is Kingsbury Aviation over here, and Mrs. Marine Lumber. And this is Mary Dunn Way on the back. Mass Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division Fiscal 14 funds in the amount of $2,500,000 have already been allocated to this project and will be used for Phase 1 of the project for the design and reconstruction of a portion of the east ramp in need of higher priority repairs. Phase 1 must be completed not later than June 30th of 2014, and Phase 1 will probably start about right here, taxiway here, and all the way down to the ARF building. This is our highest priority need of the ramp. This is where most of our jet traffic, our jet planes park. This is where most of the smaller aircraft come in and out. And this area down here is our helicopter pad where we do a lot of our medical evacuations from. And this is also the area that we queue up aircraft as a gateway airport whenever the president visits Martha's Vineyard. And this would all be done before the end of June. We're also anticipating the president's arrival in August already, and this will be done in time for that. If you remember the presentation I made to you in December of last year with regard to our grants program, the normal Mass DOT grant programs are offered at an 80% reimbursement rate with 20% paid by the Airport Enterprise Fund. Such is the case with the Phase 1 funding for this particular grant, and there are no FAA funds available for this project. In addition, $2.5 million is being made available through the State Transportation Bond Bill for Phase 2 to complete the project. This phase must be completed by November 30th of 2014. Right now, it's still under consideration by the Senate. We have not heard whether that is passed yet. It is also my understanding from the administrator of the Aeronautics Division that if the money does not get appropriated this year under the Transportation Bond Bill, we would get the remaining $2.5 million from the Mass DOT grant program funds in fiscal 15 next year. The funds offered to us as a result of the bond bill are being offered at a reimbursement rate of 97.5% and only 2.5% from the Airport Enterprise Fund. As of last week, as I mentioned, this has been approved by the House, but not yet by the Senate. The project is being designed and bid in its entirety. However, the bid will be separated into two phases mentioned above, and a notice to proceed will not be issued for Phase 2 until the funding is available. If the funding is assured before bidding, the bid would be amended accordingly. Our Department of Revenue approved reserves of $2.9 million for 2014 are not sufficient to meet the requirements for fully funding our share of the project up to $562,000, and hence the request to borrow funds as needed after grant reimbursements are deducted from the total cost of the project. With your approval of this loan order tonight, we are on track to finish the design, bid the project and complete reconstruction by the required due dates.
The council voted unanimously to approve that project. The council also approved spending $125,000 in community preservation funds for open space off Lumbert Mill Road. Chair of the Community Preservation Committee, Lindsay Council, talked about the acquisition.
This parcel is surrounded by other town land and has been sought for acquisition for some time as it completes the earlier acquisitions. It is desirable from a recreation and habitat, wetlands and water supply perspective as it borders Lumbert Pond and is north of a COMM well field and across from Lumbert Mill Road from the recent Tyberski acquisition and the impressive Skunk Net River corridor. This property meets the criteria established for open space protection in the Community Preservation Plan approved by the CPC for 2013. This land is the last remaining property in this watershed area, currently not under ownership of the town. The acquisition of this parcel will allow for protection in perpetuity under the Community Preservation Act and will provide connectivity to the existing town-owned open space managed by the Conservation Division. Centerville has been a focus for open space acquisitions as very few properties become available in this part of town due to the density of previous development. And I have a very brief PowerPoint presentation for you on this. This is a picture of the lot, typical Cape Cod open space photo that shows nothing. This is the shot you may be familiar with. This is Harji Road. This is the area off of Lumbert Mill where you see constant dumping. And this has really been a real headache for the Conservation Department. I've been protecting open space in this town for many, many years through the Land Bank and through the Community Preservation Committee. And the Conservation Department has only requested one lot, one piece of land, and it was this Harju lot, so that they could put a gate on this little roadway to prevent dumping, and they could relocate a parking area and close this off. So this is very important to them, and this will complete the acquisitions in this area. This is the view from the lot, looking out over the rest of Lumbert Mill Pond. If you remember this little point of land here, I'm going to show you a shot from the road that shows you where it's located. This is what it looks like these days, and that area that you saw is right there. The lot is in this little cove right here, 500 feet from the roadway.
The council again voted unanimously in support of the land purchase. In response to the alarming increase in heroin and other opiate use in our town, the Centerville, Osterville, Marston's Mills Fire Department and the AIDS Support Group of Cape Cod will hold an opiate overdose awareness class at COM headquarters on Route 28 in Centerville on March 5th. The event will provide training on how to recognize an opiate overdose, how to open and maintain a person's airway, and how to administer nasal Narcan. The public is invited to attend. The event begins at 6 at COM headquarters on Route 28 in Centerville. Hyannis Fire District voters will vote on the proposed new fire station in March. Fire Chief Harold Brunel says the new facility would improve response times, include more room for training, and bring the current facility up to code. The vote will be held at Barnstable High School March 5th at 7 p.m. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.